Hey there, everybody. My name's Emily Gibson. I'm a diamond, gold, emerald under my husband ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys for this amazing Jewels in January that Aubrey has fixed up for us and organized. So happy to be a part of this. I am going to give you a challenge today about how to change what you believe about yourself, what you're capable of, and what you can achieve in your business. I am also a certified life coach through the Life Coach School, and I'm going to teach you how to solve any problem in your life today with this model behind me. I'm going to teach you what it is, how it works, and then I'm going to help you challenge your beliefs for 2022 because so much of what we are capable of is limited by our thoughts. And I want that to change for you this year because what I know to be true is that anything that you believe, you're going to create, even failure. Anything that you think is possible, you will achieve unless you don't think it's possible. And there's only so much willpower can do for you. It's why so many people start their New Year's resolutions in January. And by the end of January, they are no longer trying to hit that goal or meet that resolution anymore because it's human nature to conserve energy, seek pleasure, and avoid discomfort. You have two parts of your brain. You have your lower brain, which is your primitive brain. This is the brain that tells you it's not worth it. Give up now. You don't have the right personality for this. Why were you thinking that you could be any good at this? You can't do this. And then you have your prefrontal cortex, your higher brain. This is the most evolved, smartest brain that's ever lived on planet Earth. You have one, which means you're the smartest genius that's ever lived as well. No matter what your IQ is, you have a prefrontal cortex. You are the smartest human ever to live on Earth. And when you use your prefrontal cortex to make decisions ahead of time, and then you follow through on them, it makes you completely unstoppable. When I learned this, when I started to really access my prefrontal cortex, everything in my business changed. When I started to really think about my own thinking in a way that was useful, which is what makes your prefrontal so special. Your prefrontal brain is what thinks about its own thinking. It's what makes plans ahead of time. And it's your lower brain that sometimes trips you up. But your lower brain is also absolutely essential to your success because your lower brain is what your prefrontal downloads to so that it can be even more efficient. If you were an animal like a dog, Cosette, sleeping at my feet right now, snoring away by the space heater, she doesn't have a prefrontal cortex. So when she walks by the space heater or the fireplace, she just lays down and starts snoring and doesn't even remember what she was going to do with her day. She just thinks right now, this sounds really great. This is what separates us from the animals. That's what the prefrontal is. It helps you to make a plan and then follow through on the plan and execute on the plan. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to teach you today how we can challenge your thoughts in 2022 to make sure that you have the most success possible that you could ever achieve or have inside of your business. And what I was talking about just a few minutes ago about willpower is that you cannot use willpower to change your life all year long. That's just not going to work. It's why people don't follow through on their New Year's resolutions. So if this is your year to hit emerald or ruby or diamond or whatever your goal is, if this is your year to achieve something that you've never achieved before, willpower is only going to get you so far. We have to change your beliefs about yourself, your business, and what you think you can achieve for any of it to work. And this is why so many of us take all the trainings, attend all of the webinars, know what to do, but we just aren't doing it and we don't know why. That is what the model is going to change for you in 2022. So let me teach you what it is first if you don't know about it yet. The model is a coaching tool that was developed by Brooke Castillo, the creator of the Life Coach School. That's where I received my coaching certification through. I also have a bachelor's degree in elementary education, and then obviously a master network marketer with Plexus Worldwide. I love this company. I've worked in corporate America, in elementary schools. I was a stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom my whole last 14 years. I'm so grateful for my kids. And I've done leadership coaching and sales, and I have my coaching business Beyond the Rank. If you've been a member of that or you've ever heard about it before, maybe you've heard about me on my podcast. But in my life, anything that's happening to me, anything that's happening to you, the model that she developed is this. We have things that happen outside of us, and we call those things circumstances. Anything happening outside of us, like the people in our lives, the weather, the things people say, the president of the United States, the economy, our bank account, anything happening outside of us are circumstances. Anything factual, the really boring part of the story, the part of the story, this person said this thing, immediately following the circumstance, because we're humans and we're highly evolved creatures with that prefrontal cortex that helps us think about our own thinking, we have thoughts about our circumstance, which are the meaning that we give to those things happening outside of us or those facts about our lives. But thoughts are subjective. Thoughts are where we decide if this is good or this is bad or this is dangerous or this is exciting. And thoughts are the part that we get to choose. The circumstances we don't always get to choose. For example, the points in your back office, they're just a number. What were the points in your back office on December 31st? I want you to write that down right now. Unless you're driving, then please don't. Just mental note. What were your points on December 31st? What do you want your points to be on December 31st, 2022? What is your goal? Where do you want to go? Where do you want your points to be on the last day of January 2022? Where do you want to end this month? Where do you want to end Q1? Where do you want to be by June at convention, right? The circumstance we don't always get to choose because things happen in the world. Things happen to us. Things happen to our children. Things happen around us. People behave in certain ways. We have an upline that leaves the company or goes rogue. We have a person on our team that jumps ship or has a family member pass away or a husband that has an illness, and so she stops working. We don't get to control any of that, but we don't need to, because we have the ability to control our thinking about those circumstances. So our thoughts are what create all of our feelings. You can see here, circumstance, thought that we have about it, and then that creates a feeling, right? So we think circumstances cause our feelings, but that's absolutely not true. We often will say, oh, it's my difficult upline that's the problem, or our company doesn't have enough products, or the back office is not functioning properly, or if I could just get my team to work, then I'd be able to enjoy this a little bit more and have more abundance and not taking action from such scarcity, right? This is all just made up because our circumstances do not create our feelings. Our circumstances are totally neutral. They are boring and factual and mean nothing about the results that we're getting in our life. The points in your back office do not determine where you're going to end this month or next month or a year from now. The points where you ended in December are just a number on a page. And if we added another 0 to it, or 3 zeros to it, or 2 zeros to it, you would just have a different thought that would create a different feeling, because our thoughts create our feelings. Okay. So even though we think our circumstances are causing our feelings, that's absolutely not true. In fact, we say this a lot to our team members. We might say, oh, don't say that to her because you might hurt her feelings. But that girl on our team, her feelings aren't hurt by what another team member is saying, or even what you've said. Her feelings are hurt when she thinks a thought about what you said to her or what that team member said to her. Okay. So the feelings are the sensation that we have inside of our body caused by our thoughts. And then our body releases chemicals and hormones, and we feel those, and those feelings are kind of our navigation system for life. Our feelings are really, really useful, powerful gift that God has given us, because our feelings tell us to go this way, or no, don't go that way, go this way. That could be dangerous. Don't try to rank emerald this year. That's too big of a goal. And we've never even had ruby points before. And so there's no way we could hit emerald this year. That seems like we'll probably have to sacrifice our family, and we'll probably have to ruin our relationships. And we don't want to do that. That could be dangerous. So our feelings help us steer us toward whatever direction we're going into. And sometimes it's steering toward our best life. But if we know that our thinking is creating our feelings, then we want to make sure our thoughts are serving us. And we want to make sure that we're steering ourselves in the right direction. Because if we want to rank up in 2022, if we want to win the contests, if we want to grow a team and build a team, which is so much fun when we are growing a team. It's only fun when we're not. It's only not fun when we're not growing a team. It's always fun when we're growing a team. And that's because the thoughts that you're having when you're growing the team versus the thoughts you're having when you're not growing a team. The thoughts are what are making you feel miserable, not the lack of a team. It's the thoughts that something's gone wrong that are always making you feel awful. So our feelings fuel our actions. They drive us because, like I said, our feelings tell us which way to go or which way to avoid or what to focus on or not focus on. So the way we show up in the world, the people we are being in any given situation, the leader we are for our team, whether or not we take tons of action or not taking action, the kind of action we're taking, our tone, our eye contact, our body language. We're a very complicated species, us as humans, and our actions are all driven by our feelings. Now, our action then is what creates our result in our life, right? And it's always going to be a direct reflection of what we were thinking every single time, right? Anything that is created in our results in our life originates from a thought. So if you're thinking right now, there's no way that I can be emerald this year, or I don't know if I can do it, or there's no way I'm going to make it, or I can't seem to find any business builders. All of these thoughts are going to give you a result of I don't show up as my best self, or I don't fulfill my potential, or I hurt me, or I don't like myself. And so when we are creating any result in our life from our thoughts, we have to be aware that that's happening. And what I find and what I show my clients when I go through this with them is that we just have to figure out what the problem really is. Because as humans, we tend to think the problem is the circumstance, right? The difficult upline, that we don't have any workers, that we've never enrolled a level 2 before, right? We only have level 1s. We don't have any workers yet, right? And so I show my clients that the circumstance is never the problem. The circumstance is never the reason for the result in your life. It's always, always, always about your thinking, creating your result. So hopefully I explain that in a way that's simple enough for you to understand. And what my challenge is going to be to you today, what I want you to work on this month is I want you to grab one thought about your business that you have, one thought of something you believe you can do, and one thought of something you can believe you can do, and one thought of something you cannot believe that you can do. And what I want you to do is I want you to write both down. And when you look at them, I want you to ask yourself a question. What is the upside of believing that I can do this? And then I want you to write down, what is the upside of me believing that I cannot do this? And I want you just to write it all out on a piece of paper. I want you to do it today before you go to bed. You're watching this video, you're listening to it. I want you to do it today. It doesn't have to take a ton of time. It can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it's going to take. And then I want you to ask yourself, what if I'm wrong about the thing you believe you can't do? And then the thing you believe you can do, I want you to ask yourself, what if I'm right? Because having curiosity about what you think you can do and what you think you can't do is going to begin to change your beliefs. And that, my friends, is how you change your result. Because when you change what you believe, you will always get a different result. And if you believe that you can't attract business builders and that you can't be a jewel or you can't hit Ruby or you can never, ever do this because of your personality, that is always going to show up in your result line as I don't move forward. I don't trust myself. I doubt myself. I don't fulfill my potential. And it doesn't matter how many people pour belief into you that you can do it. You're never going to be able to change your result until you believe that you can do it, until you challenge those thoughts about yourself, of what you're capable of, that you're going to change your result. Now, you can listen to my podcast if you want, if this is like really resonating with you and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I want to learn more about this. I want to get better at this. I want to have more awareness. I have a free podcast called Beyond the Rank, and you can listen there every single Tuesday. I have a free episode for you where I teach about the model and I teach about different things that I'm learning about in my life. And you can just plug in there and get access there. You can also, if you want a roadmap of my podcast, if you're like, there's so many episodes, I don't know where to start, I can give you a free podcast roadmap, just a downloadable thing. And you go to emilygibsoncoaching.com. And right when you go on the page, it will have a pop-up that says, send me your free podcast roadmap. You can just download that there and we will send it to you. And it will totally change your life this year. Question what you believe is true about your business. The things that are holding you back are your thoughts. I promise you that anything that you want to achieve this year, we can achieve for you just by simply changing your thoughts. And it's not as simple as swapping it with a new thought, because if you don't believe it, your brain's going to be so onto you because it is so smart and it's going to say, you're a liar. We don't believe that. You can't do this. But your brain is wrong, because you have the smartest, most evolved brain that has ever lived on planet Earth. And because you can think about your own thinking, and I can help you change your thinking, and together we can get you to the top of this company, no matter what your rank is right now. Thanks for having me here with you guys today. Mwah! I love you. Thanks for organizing this, Aubrey. Hope you guys have a great day.